Hi, welcome to Growing in Uncertainty, my weekly show. My name is Tess Miller. I run a seminar and coaching company called Wings Unfolded, where I help professionals who love what they do, but they're not sure where it's going. In today's episode, I'm going to share a new tradition that I'm starting just this year in 2021. I'm choosing a focus word for the entire year. But before sharing what my focus word is, I want to share with you why I'm choosing a focus word, how I chose a focus word, and what I'm hoping that having a focus word will do for me. So I first heard of the idea of choosing a focus word for a year a couple years ago on a podcast that I was listening to. I wish I could remember which one it was. I don't. My apologies. But since then, I've been thinking about the idea of choosing a focus word. I tried, I think, last year, and then immediately forgot what it was. So this year I decided that I was really going to do it, but of course the inevitable fears came up for me around what if I choose the wrong word, or what if I forget it again, or what if I get tired of it in the middle of the year, or it just isn't working for me. And then I realized I was putting way too much pressure on myself and way too much pressure on a word, and that I really needed to connect in a bit more with what I might gain over the course of a year in choosing a word, and to just let go of the control of that word. After all, if I really want to live by my belief that there are no right or wrong ways of doing things, and that you really can't make any mistakes in life, then I might as well actually live by that belief, right? So why do people choose a focus word? A focus word is one that expresses a concept that you want to experience more of in your life. Maybe it's something that you want to learn more about and how it interacts with your life. Maybe you want the essence of that word to guide your actions in life, or you want to demonstrate that word in your life in some way. Or maybe that word represents something that you need to reconcile within yourself. Maybe it represents something that you need to let go of, or incorporate more of, or understand on a deeper level. A focus word could also be used as a theme by which you structure your life. It can be used to help you make decisions throughout the year. It might be a concept that you recognize a lot of in your life, in very specific aspects of your life, but you might also see that, well, I'm not really using the essence of this word in other aspects of my life. How might that shift some of the stuck places in my life? A focus word helps you continue learning and growing as a person. It gives you that focal point by which to measure how you're growing and developing as a person. By the end of the year, you'll know a lot more about that word, the meaning of that word, and how you engage with that word in your life. So how does a person choose one word for the whole year? I've heard that some people actually choose more than one word, or they'll choose a phrase or a mantra to live by. That felt a little bit cumbersome for me. In the long run, I was worried that by choosing more than one word, I might be pulled in too many directions. I might get distracted by too many elements all at the same time. And I was worried that I wouldn't learn as much as I might with just one word. One word might help you go a little bit deeper with one concept, so you don't get quite so dispersed in your attentions. It might seem harder in the short term to just narrow down on one word, but in the long term, I think it really helps with focus. So how to choose? One way that I've heard that people choose their words is to make a brainstorm list. You just sit down and think of words that might represent issues that you're currently grappling with in your life. My one recommendation would be to choose words that are empowering or uplifting. For example, if you choose a word like uncertainty, I want to know a little bit more about uncertainty, then you're going to focus on creating more uncertainty in your life. And if that's what you want, absolutely no judgment. I believe that uncertainty can help us grow too. But if that's not what you want more of in your life, then you might want to choose a different word. You can think about the opposite of uncertainty, which might be stability, and maybe use that as your word to ground yourself throughout the year. So when you're doing this brainstorm list, you just keep adding words. Try not to judge them yet. You're not to that phase yet. And then when you feel like you're done adding words to that list, read through the words that you've written down and notice how your body responds when you're reading the words. You might notice nothing on certain words. You might not have any reaction whatsoever. But on a few words, you might notice something in your gut. You might notice a feeling of excitement, or you might feel uplifted by a certain word. Whatever you feel in your body or in your emotions, use that as an indication that you should probably put a star next to that word. And when you're done going through your entire list, take a look at which words have stars next to them. Maybe it's just one word. Great, that makes it easy. But if it's more than one word, go through those words again and see which one zings you the most, which one makes you have the most powerful reaction. And then once you have that word, you can ask yourself some questions. These questions are, how well does this word apply to all aspects of my life? Where does it apply? What do I really know about this word already and how it reacts with my life? How much do I think I have to learn about this word? Is there anything more I have to learn about this word? And then how excited do I feel about learning more about this word? Once you have your word, I recommend that you write it down someplace where you can see it daily and repeatedly, because as I shared with you, I forgot my word last year. So definitely write it down someplace so that you can be continually reminded which word is your focus word for the year. Another way you can find your word is to meditate. And I know the word meditate can freak some people out, like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to sit there for 20 minutes and not think about anything? But I really think meditation means a lot of different things. It can be walking, it can be sitting, it can be taking a shower, it can be writing in your journal. It can be, whatever puts you in a frame of mind where you can just let go of controlling your thoughts. You can just let your thoughts come, you can let them go. And this is a very creative space to be. So it doesn't really matter your method, just get into that headspace. And there's Myra. There always has to be a cat that joins us. I would pick her up, but she doesn't like to be held. So anyway, say hi to Myra. And she says hello. So anyway, let the words come to you as you're meditating. If one word generates a big feeling response, then you can ask those questions of yourself. How well does this word apply to various aspects of my life? What do I already know about this word? What do I feel I still need to learn about this word? And how excited do I feel about this word? So, what is my word? Well, when I was out on a walk, I started to ask myself, if I were going to choose a word for 2021, what would it be? Almost immediately when I asked myself that question, a word came to me, and it almost felt like electricity through my body. So I knew that somewhere deep down inside of me, my higher self, my soul, my spirit, whatever you want to call it, really wanted me to pay attention to this word. And the word was freedom. As soon as I really let that word sink in, I started to laugh, because it really makes a lot of sense why my soul, my spirit, my essence, whatever, would be craving freedom, because as you all know, we're experiencing a pandemic right now. And so, you know, my time in public around other people is quite limited and restricted. So I definitely would love to have a little bit more freedom in terms of where I can go and what I can do. But also, many of you might know that I'm still in the process of writing a book. My book is called The Book of Stuck. And my goal with this book is to help people process any of the stuck places in their lives so they can get freedom. Well, it makes a whole lot of sense that I would want to know even more about freedom, because I've been spending a lot of time writing about being stuck. So when I ran that word through my questions to see whether or not this is the right word for me, it was pretty obvious from the get-go. The word freedom does apply to my life in so many different ways, whether it's confronting the lack of freedom I'm experiencing in work or at home or in my relationships, or whether it's finding freedom within the restrictions that are placed in my life. And I really don't know everything there is to know about this word. You know, one of the things that came out of 2020 is that there are a lot of people that, despite living in a country that values the concept of freedom, a lot of people don't feel that. And so that really says to me that different people experience freedom, or the lack thereof, in very different ways. What does freedom mean to people who didn't have the same opportunities as I had? What does freedom mean to someone who's afraid of the police when they go out in public? What does freedom mean to someone who has all the money in the world? I don't know. Those are things that I would like to explore a little bit more deeply. So learning about how different people experience this word, I hope will help me see new ways of relating to the word freedom and relating to other people. So finally, my last question about how exciting is this word for me? Yes, as you hopefully can see, I am very excited about this word. So how am I going to honor my focus word this year? This is where you all get to participate in this journey with me, and I invite you to do so. Each week on my live videos, I will share anything and everything that I learn about freedom. Any of the challenges, the triumphs, the discoveries, anything that comes up for me related to this word. My hope is that whatever I learn about freedom and whatever I share with you is going to help you too. If you're feeling stuck in a place of your life, perhaps learning about different topics related to freedom will instigate a mindset shift for you that will help you get unstuck. More often than not, it's not what's happening on the outside of us that keeps us stuck. It's actually our mindset. But if we can shift that mindset, that's when we can start to free ourselves. So knowing that I will be sharing all of this will help me stay open to this process. It'll help me remember my word, hopefully. And I just want to thank you for being part of that process with me and helping me on this new journey. I would love to know what your New Year's traditions are. Do you make resolutions? Do you set intentions for yourself? Do you use a focus word? And if so, what is it going to be this year? What are you looking forward to most about this year? And how are you aligning your daily habits with what you want your life to feel like this year? I would love to hear from you on any of my platforms. Feel free to send me a private message using Facebook Messenger or my email. I will be putting my email address in the show notes or in the comments below. To learn more about how to work with me or get free resources and tools for creating your best life, visit my website, www.tess-miller.com. Please subscribe to my weekly email list if you have not done so already. You can do that on my website. That's how you can get updates on my live shows, developments in my offerings, and any free resources that I add to my website. You can also connect with me on Facebook under my business name, Wings Unfolded, or you can find me by name, Tess Miller, on Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Remember that it's okay to be stuck, but you don't have to stay there. Take care and have an awesome week.